Welcome everyone, welcome back to another video by Krishna. In this video I'm going to be reviewing the top 10 point guards in the NBA currently. Keep in mind that this is my opinion, so this is not facts. Let's get straight into it. Number 10, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is tall. He's a 6'10 point guard. You'll be surprised for all those NBA fans, non-NBA fans, who don't watch the NBA, that he's a point guard that's 6'10. The average height of a point guard is about 6'4 or 6'5, and he's 6'10, about 5 or 6 inches taller than the average point guard. That makes him super special on his defense when he's guarding smaller point guards, and that's why he's a great defender. But on the offensive side, he's a good passer. He can rebound the ball, but he can't shoot the ball at all. He's not a good shooter. In his career, he's probably made like only 4 or 5 3-pointers so far, and that's pretty low for 4 years in the NBA. And just take a look at these highlights. And here's finally a 3-pointer of him. You can see right there. That's pretty rare to see. And now just take a look at some of his stats for the season. Number 9 is going to be Jamal Murray. Yup, Jamal Murray. You're going to be shocked. Murray's a 6'4" point guard. This is his 4th season in the NBA, and just take a look at some of his highlights from this season. These are his stats for the 2019-2020 season. So Jamal Murray averages 18.5 points a game this season, 4 rebounds, 4.8 assists. His field goal percentage is 45.6%. He averages 34.6 3-point percentage, and that's pretty low for a point guard of his type. And his free throw percentage is 88.1%, which is really good. This is what puts him at number 9 on my list. Number 8 is Conley. These are some highlights from his 29-point game against the Clippers earlier this season. So out of 47 games played, he averaged 14.4 points, 3.2 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 40.9% from the field goal, and from the 3-point line he averaged 37.5%, and his free throws were 82.7%. So I know this isn't as good as the other stats from the other players this season, like Jamal Murray or Ben Simmons, but I think his overall impact on the team was very beneficial towards the team. So that's why I put him at number 8. Number 7, Mr. CP3, Chris Paul. So you see, Chris Paul's one of the smaller point guards at a height of 6'1", and that's not going to get him a lot of shots in the paint. But somehow he manages to score a lot of mid-range shots and sometimes, layups, and I think he's dunked the ball a few times. So, he's pretty small and he does that, so that's why he's ranked this high. Also, He doesn't score as many points as other players on the list that are going to be mentioned ahead, but his impact on the team, like Mike Conley, is really good, and that's why he carried his team to the playoffs, and he made them the 5th seed right after Houston, and they took Houston to Game 7 recently in the playoffs, but they lost in Game 7 because of a block shot by James Harden, as you can see right here. These are the stats of Chris Paul for this season. Dude he played 70 games and he averaged 17.6 points. He averaged 5 rebounds per game, 6.7 assists. His field goal percentage was 48.9%, which is really good. His 3-point percentage was 36%, which is not as good, but it's decent. And his free throw percentage was 90.7, one of the higher ranked free throw shooters of all time. So that puts him at number 7. Number 6 is Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is a 6-foot point guard for the Toronto Raptors, who were the NBA champions last season. He ranks up this high on the list because he just has good numbers, like average numbers for a point guard, and he helps his team win games. It's not just numbers that you have to look at. You have to look at leadership on the court. Since he's a veteran, he helps his team grow and get better. In 58 games played this season, he averages about 20 points per game, 5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. His field goal percentage is 41.6%, and he's a 35.2 3-point shooter, and his free throw percentage is 85.7. This puts Kyle Lowry number 6 on my top 10 point guards list. Number 5, Kemba Walker. So out of the other players, he has the better stat lines, and in 56 games played, he had 20.4 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, around 5 assists, 42.5% from the field, 38.1% from 3-point line, and 86.4% from the free throw line, which is really good for a point guard. He's 6 feet tall, and he's the shortest on the list along with Kyle Lowry. Check out some of his highlight plays from this season. Here he hits a 3-pointer at the end of the half. He gets a steal against the Pacers and does this no-look pass to Jaylen Brown for the dunk. Here against the Clippers, he crosses up Landry Shamet for the 3. The crowd goes crazy. And finally, he does this amazing pass to their center, Robert Williams. That sums it up for number 5 on the list, which is Kemba Walker. Now moving on to number 4 on our list of top 10 point guards, and that is Russell Westbrook, the stat patter that he's considered to be. So Westbrook is 6'3" at the age of 31 currently. He plays for the Houston Rockets, who made it to the conference semifinals this year in the playoffs, and they lost against LeBron's Lakers in Game 5. And he's had some lowlights in that series and the series they had before against Oklahoma Thunder. And the good thing about him is that he's very energetic, and he has lots of passion towards the game, and he's kind of unguardable on the fast break. In 57 games played this season, he's averaged 27.2 points per game, 8 rebounds a game, and 7 assists a game. His field goal percentage is 47.2%, and his 3-point percentage, this is the thing that keeps him not number 1, number 2 on the list. His 3-point percentage is only 25.8%, so about 26%. And an average 3-point percentage for a good point guard should be about 38% or 35%, somewhere around there. But 25% is really low. And his free throw percentage, which is also pretty low. It's decent, but it's pretty low for a point guard, and that's 76.3%. This is what ranks him at number 4 and not on number 3, 2, or 1. I know many of you guys won't be happy with me for putting him on number 4. You guys should think he's going to go on number 1, 2, or 3, but if you see the players who are on that high up the list, you'll see why I put him on number 4, and like I said, his 3-point percentage is really bad. So yeah, now moving on to number 3. So number 3 on the list is this man right here, Kyrie Irving. A fun fact about Kyrie is that he thinks that the earth is flat. I'm going to take a pause there. Let that sink in if you didn't know. And now let's move on to the actual list and show you guys his highlights and his stats for this season. He only played 20 games this season due to some injuries and off-court issues, but he did average 27.4 points per game, which is similar to Westbrook but less games. And his rebounds were 5.2 rebounds per game and 6.4 assists per game. His field goal percentage was 47.8% and his three-point percentage was 40%. He probably was getting much more up on the board. His three-point percentage and his free throw percentage was 90.6%. And in this NBA and this type of era, you need to be able to all these players, they can shoot threes even though they're centers, so this era you need to be a good shooter. Take a look at some of his highlights for this 2019-2020 season. Number 3 on our list, Kyrie Irving. Now moving on to number 2. Number 2 on the list is Damian Lillard. So out of 66 games played this season, Dame is averaging 30 points a game with 4.3 rebounds, 8 assists, and a field goal percentage of 46.3%. His 3-point percentage is 40% and his free throw percentage is 88%. That's how good he is. This is what ranks him on number 2 on our list, and just take a look at some of his highlights of this season, and they're absolutely crazy.
Mr. Lillard, he's been doing it a long time. That one emphatic.
But when I look out at what you would want your NBA player to look at, oh my goodness!
Wow, Damian Lillard, frustration, puts his head down, attacks in the paint area.
The buzzer. Damian Lillard at the buzzer. The Blazers need that one.
Oh my God.
Thing of beauty. Beyond the hash mark.
Yeah, regular extension and everything.
There's now 10 of 17 tonight.
Portland scores here. I can see a timeout here from Bowen.
So number 1 on our list is going to be a little biased. I'm going to be a little biased, but we all know that he's the greatest point guard in the NBA currently. And that is Stephen Curry. Oops, sorry, that's Chicken Curry. I meant to put Stephen Curry. My bad. So this is the dude I was talking about, Steph Curry. Like I said earlier, I think he's the best point guard in the league, but this might be biased because look at how many games he played. Only 5 games. That's not because he didn't want to play anything. He was injured the most of the season. So that's why he only played 5 games. And in those 5 games, he averaged 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. His field goal percentage was 40.2%. And his 3-point percentage was 24.5%, which I'm not happy to say. But he only played 5 games, so that's definitely the cause of that. And his free throw percentage was 100%, so that means he made all of his free throws in those 5 games. So that sums it up for today's list, and these were the top 10 point guards in the NBA currently. I know number 1 might be biased, but hey, he's still the most skilled point guard in the NBA. Come on, you have to admit that. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to my channel for more of these and gameplays, and enjoy the rest of his highlights.